MGF's PortX Davit is a lightweight, modular, aluminium davit system that is designed for fall arrest, man riding, and goods handling applications. The system features an upper and lower pillar and arm, which can be assembled and installed by hand. The system is provided with a galvanized steel clamp, which allows the system to be installed on all MGF steel box systems and interlocked sheet piles, along with a range of steel trench sheets, in addition to concrete walls up to a maximum 160 mm thick. The PortX Davit is compatible with a range of MGF fall arrest and recovery winches, fall arrest blocks, man-riding winches, and goods handling winches, in addition to various harnesses and accessories. Prior to assembling, all components should be securely stored on a clear, flat area and visually inspected by a competent individual. Ensure that the davit pillar and arm are free from any damage such as indentation or deformation. None of the holes are elongated and that all pins are free from damage. The davit pillar socket fits within the davit clamp securely and rotates freely. No connecting bolts are loose. All winches, blocks, and brackets are free from damage, and the winch wire is free from damage or abrasion. All fixings are present and free from damage. Only use fittings and connectors as supplied by MGF. MGF PortX Davit is inspected under LOLA and is subject to minimum 6 monthly thorough inspections by a competent, trained technician. Ensure a valid certificate of examination has been provided for the davit and any personnel winches. If not, please contact MGF. If any damage is highlighted during the inspection, do not use and contact MGF. Do not attempt to conduct any repairs yourself. Prior to installation, the customer must ensure that whatever the davit is going to be installed on is secure enough to be able to resist the maximum loads under use. When the PortX Davit is being used with personnel, either in man-riding or fall arrest applications, the working load limit is 140 kilograms. When it is being used to lift and lower goods, its working load limit is 315 kilograms. These working load limits must never be exceeded. Ensure all ancillaries are suitably rated for the job. The PortX Davit also features a fall arrest point at the top of the davit pillar that the operator can connect a fall arrest block to. For further details, refer to the PortX user guide. When installing the PortX Davit on trench sheets or sheet piles, it is recommended to install them as soon as practicably possible to minimize the height of a potential fall into the excavation. For fall arrest applications, it's recommended to install the davit next to an access-egress solution such as an MGF ladder safe. It is recommended that a minimum of 2 people install the davit. Throughout the installation process, ensure it's done from a position of safety. It is recommended to install edge safe around where the davit is to be installed. Assembly of the system commences by lowering the davit clamp over the installed structure. When being installed on trench sheets, it is recommended to install the clamp so it straddles 2 sheets. Open the clamping bolts to allow the clamp to simply lower in place. Ensure it sits level on top of the structure, before securing by hand, tightening each of the bolts using the integrated handles. The lower pillar can now be installed by simply lowering into the clamp socket. No fixings are required. The upper assembly can now be carefully lowered into the socket on the lower pillar. MGF's fall arrest and man-riding winches connect to brackets pre-installed on the davit. There are 2 brackets, one for the upper pillar and one for the lower pillar. PortX Davits can accept up to 2 winches, in addition to the operator fall arrest point. When the PortX Davit is being used for fall arrest recovery and man-riding applications, the winch brackets will be pre-installed on the upper and lower pillars respectively. Goods handling winches are provided with the bracket pre-installed on the winch. The fall arrest recovery winch is now to be installed onto the upper bracket using the supplied ball lock pin. The winch handle should be unfolded, and the mechanism checked by using the lever to raise and lower the winch. Also check the locking mechanism by pulling firmly to lock the brake. Once installed, feed the hook over the roller at the rear of the cheek plate. Secure the cable on the roller using the detent pin. The hook should now be pulled over the front roller on the davit arm and secured using a detent pin. If a man-riding winch is required, This should now be installed on the lower bracket. Once secured, feed the hook of the winch through the upper winch bracket, ensuring the cable sits between the roller and the column. The hook should now be fed through the cheek plates in between the column and the beam. To do this, simply reposition the roller into its upper position using the knob. Pull the cable, ensuring it runs over the top of the roller. Pull the cable along the underside of the beam, reposition the roller into its upper position using the knob. Pull the cable downwards, ensuring it runs over the top of the roller. A fall arrest block for the davit operator can be connected to the connection point using the provided shackle. To install a goods handling winch, simply offer up the winch connector to the lower pillar, line up the connecting holes and secure using the supplied connecting pins. This equipment must be inspected by a responsible person before each use, and then regularly, as determined by the risk assessment or working practice. If there are any concerns about condition or suitability, do not use. Before lowering personnel or equipment, make sure that the landing zone is clear, free from hazards and capable of accepting the size and weight of the load. When not being used, store the unit in a clean, upright condition and in a safe place where it will be protected from thieves and unauthorized users. The PortX Davit system is rated to 140 kilograms when using MGF's fall arrest and recovery winch. It must only be used by one person at a time. Ensure that anyone connecting to the davit is wearing a suitable full body harness and all required PPE. The winch hook should be connected to the D-ring on the full body harness. When the davit is being used for fall arrest applications, the davit arm must be oriented so it is perpendicular to the structure it's installed upon, with a tolerance of plus or minus 45 degrees. The fall arrest and recovery winch comes supplied with a length of blue nylon rope. This can be used to raise or lower the winch hook. Simply pulling the rope and releasing it will cause the winch to retract. Be aware of the rope when entering or exiting the excavation, that it does not become a trip hazard. Care must be taken when raising the line in this way to prevent the cable getting tangled or bird nesting, rendering the winch unserviceable. Once the winch hook is fully retracted, then another operative can attach the hook to the D-ring on their harness. In the event of a fall, the winch mechanism will lock and prevent the operative from falling. Using the handle, the winch can then either lift or lower the person. The davit can be rotated to move the operative to a position of safety. Once a fall arrest block or fall arrest and recovery winch has been used in a fall arrest application, then it must be replaced. Fall arrest winches should not be used for general man-riding applications. The PortX Davit is rated to 140 kilograms when using MGF's 30-meter man-riding winch and should only be used by one person at a time. A man-riding davit can be used when ladder or stair access is not possible. MGF can supply a bosun's working position chair, which provides a comfortable working position or means of access, making it suitable for long periods of working at height. The bosun chair is simply attached to the hook of the man-riding winch. The winch is operated by using the handle to lift or lower the personnel. A man-riding winch does not provide a means of fall arrest and should be used in conjunction with a fall arrest block or fall arrest and recovery winch. When being used to lift or lower goods, the PortX Davit is rated to 315 kilograms, using MGF's 20-meter materials handling winch. Ensure the load is securely fastened and that a connection point for the winch is provided. Operate the winch using the handle. Ensure no operatives are below whilst goods are being raised or lowered. Disassembly of the PortX Davit is a reverse of the assembly. Ensure no operatives are put in a position of danger when disassembling the davit. Ideally, the davit should be disassembled once backfilling has been completed. First, remove the winches. The upper pillar can now be simply lifted out of the lower pillar socket and stored somewhere level and secure. The lower pillar can now be lifted out of the clamp socket. The clamp can now be removed by unscrewing the clamping bolts and then lifting off vertically. Ensure all components are stored somewhere clean and safe, ready for return to MGF.